LinkedIn. Glad to be here again. I've been doing this every day, trying to share all the latest strategies and insights I'm gaining. I've been posting every day for 1,000 days. Really, consistency is key. Today's worthwhile subject is labeled Be of Service to Be Served. And what does that mean? Well, basically, someone's got to go first. If you wait for someone to visit you, you don't know how long a wait it will be, and you have very little control over it. If you decide while you're waiting, and whatever comes through waiting will come anyways, why not choose and be proactive in who you want to start serving? And in order to serve, first of all, you have to identify who is worthwhile in serving in order to get attention, appreciation, hopefully respect for what you do and how you do it in order to have a conversation. And everything to me on LinkedIn is turning connections into conversations, into collaborations. The best way to do that is to serve first and to overserve. Why? Because it helps distinguish and differentiate who you are compared to the rest of the people on LinkedIn. Most people on LinkedIn don't go the extra mile, in most cases never went the first mile. So, instead of figuring how fast can you serve and not serve as well as you're up to, why not figure how valuable your service can be and start to sample it? And that's really what it is. And, there's a competition for whatever you're looking for, but there's also a bigger competition on who's competing at your level. And if you can raise your level, you'll reduce the amount of competition. If you increase the level of your performance as far as frequency and consistency, you'll have a definite competitive advantage over those who don't. So really, it's about taking inventory about you, about who you want to start collaborating with, and that's your target audience, who you're actually competing against, and in most cases, it's yourself because the opportunity is so large. And do you have it in your heart to give without expecting anything in return and feel good about it? Do you have a lot of patience in a long game like LinkedIn? These are questions you have to ask yourself. And you know what I've learned is most people never get to the questions, and if they do, they hardly ever get to the answers. So I put together a LinkedIn game plan training program that in 30 days takes you from 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. That you can look at down on the screen, visit doncohenconsulting.com. Programs all laid out, plus have a mastermind group. So, I think that's key is the more people who can serve more people will attract more people. I mean, everything I do is simple. It may not always be easy, but I try to get a direct route between point A and point B. And the best way to cut time, energy, effort, especially if it's not justifiable in return on time investment, is to find people you really hoped would have found you first. But since there's a lag time at minimum, find them, serve them for free. It's like an internship. My son did an internship for the Denver Outlaws and became the general manager one day. So, it just shows you if you pay your dues and you'll learn. Plus, anytime that you really focus on someone else, you're very unique in that way, because most people on LinkedIn go with a buy, take, ask attitude. It's so obvious, it's so disrespectful, and it leads to no long-term relationships. So take the other route. Plus, here's the thing. When you offer a little fast, you'll get an answer sooner than you would have if you waited to figure out something. And you might be able to disqualify individuals who you thought were good opportunities to work with. So, the more you do, the more you learn. There's a saying that there's no failure, only feedback. So, trust your judgment. Plus, at the end of the day, you come home to yourself. So be authentic, be who you are. Nobody likes a mystery. Nobody likes a surprise, and that'll also distinguish and differentiate yourself from everybody else. And that's why if you look at the two pools, one is who are you looking to attract, a client, a service provider, whatever it is. And then how is the competition, which is the average person on LinkedIn, doing relative to you based on performance, based on activity, based on creativity. There was a book I was reading and it said, what's the definition of creativity? And creativity is what happens when ideas have sex. So, part of really meeting people where they are and allowing for people to get to know you as you before you start selling them. And here's another secret, not a big secret, not a well-kept secret, is what you do represents who you are. And what you do for yourself is what other people can expect you can do for them. So be the example that really is hard to beat, that overly impresses, based on trust, based on confidence, and based on your ability to deliver whatever your promise is to justify someone else's time, interest, and investment. So, hopefully these daily insights give you a little bit more perspective and context. If you really want to get to the fast lane and work together, check out my program on Don Cohen Consulting. Love to talk with you, share any insights and answer any questions. You can always find me on LinkedIn. Visit my profile, message me if you have something that you feel is worth saying. And also tune into Tuesdays and Fridays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time for LinkTank with me and Mike Weiss. And look forward to my daily post. So thank you again. Love to hear from you. Hope today's one of your best days ever. And I'll be talking tomorrow on LinkTank at 2 p.m. Eastern Time with Mike